Jess Moore is from the Stop Coal Seam Gas Illawarra movement. She's on the line. Jess, hello.
Morning, Alan.
Well, this ought to be pretty straightforward. Barry O'Farrell said he listened to local government, the will of the local government people. There is the will of your people, so why do we need to meet?
Well, Barry O'Farrell, before the last election, and you've quoted this to him on his show, also said the next Liberal National Government will ensure that mining cannot occur in any water catchment area and will ensure that mining leases and mining exploration permits reflect that common sense. No ifs, no buts, a guarantee. So he's got a mandate to stop this in our drinking water.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll just repeat what Jess said. This is what Barry O'Farrell said pre-election. The next Liberal National Government will ensure that mining cannot occur in any water catchment and will ensure that mining leases and mining exploration permits will reflect that common sense. No ifs, no buts, a guarantee. Why are you and I talking?
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous. Given that promise, there was an absolute mandate to rule it out in drinking water catchment areas. But instead, what we've got is a situation where there are 5 major drinking water catchments for Greater Sydney, and there are coal seam gas licences encroaching on or blanking every single one of those catchment areas.
And they get their water for nothing and use billions of litres which deplete the aquifers, even if you don't worry about toxicity. And you make a very valid point. Jess and her team make a very valid point. 2% of New South Wales, this is out where Jess is, provide fresh drinking water for 60% of the population. Simple, isn't it?
That's absolutely right. And look, Oakdale, who are celebrating their second CSG free community, or Wallandilly, Oakdale celebrating their second CSG free community, they're actually in the Warragamba catchment. And unfortunately for them, the first they knew about coal seam gas mining in their area was that they heard the drill rig operating in the middle of the night in the drinking water catchment for Greater Sydney. Just an appalling situation.
I can't believe we're even talking about this. I really can't.
Yeah,
And you people living like us, like everybody, like where everybody listening to you lives, wherever you live, you are limited in relation to what you can do to your properties. You can't enter certain areas without the risk of incurring heavy fines. This mob, open slather.
Yeah, well, look, some of the wells that have been approved are actually in areas so protected, this drinking water catchment is so protected, that if I walk, I can be fined up to $44,000. Now, the government has actually recommended approval of a 16-well coal seam gas project across the Warranora and up in the Pean catchment, and 11 of those 16 wells are in these areas so protected that if I walk, I can be fined up to $44,000.
Just unbelievable. Jess, unfortunately, I'm away for a week, but never mind. Sometimes when the cat goes, the mice carry on. All you are asking on the weekend on Sunday is that Barry O'Farrell live according to the promise. Quote, make good on this, the next Liberal National Government will ensure that mining cannot occur in any water catchment area and will ensure that mining leases and mining exploration permits reflect that common sense. No ifs, no buts, a guarantee. Jess, we'll talk to you in another week.
Thanks for that so much, Alan.
Not at all. You hang in. I'll tell you what, don't mess with the women in our community. Everywhere these women are doing a magnificent job leading the charge, and I thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, I thank you for what you're doing. And actually, one comment, Alan, because time and time again, Barry O'Farrell has come onto your show and said he can't quite keep good on his promise because of the issue of compensation. And I just want to say it's absolute rubbish.
Crap.
Under the Petroleum Act, it actually says, in Section 22 of the Petroleum Act, you can cancel licences without compensation in the instance where they've been breached. And I tell you today, every licence in the Illawarra has been breached. This government can cancel all of those licences and it can protect our drinking water.
Absolutely. Great stuff, Jess. Good on you.
Thanks for that, Alan.
Thank you so much.
The next Liberal National Government will ensure that mining cannot occur here, will ensure that mining can't occur in any water catchment area, and will ensure that mining leases and mining exploration permits reflect that common sense. No ifs, no buts, a guarantee.